and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and today we're doing vinyl video number 38 of bands, albums and artists that I like and inspire me, etc. This is the 38th video. We're growing ever closer to the 50th, and I'll be 1,000 records in. So let's jump right in. The first album up is the James Gang with Yeah album. The James Gang, of course, features the wonderful Joe Walsh. This is Joe's first band, long before he was in the Eagles, and this album features Funk 48, of course, which is the one before, the world famous Funk 49. Stone Rap, Collage, Stop, Bluebird is on this, a cool track called Lost Woman. Really good sort of rocking blues trio, like a blues rock sort of trio from the late 60s. But Joe Walsh's voice, in my opinion, is pretty unique, as is his guitar playing. And that's the James Gang with Yeah album, and I think that's their first album they ever put out. So there we are. Up next, the first Beatles album that ever come out. This is Please Please Me. This is when the Beatles were young and they were a brilliant, rock and roll band. So We're Standing There, Misery, Please Please Me, Love Me Do. Twist and Shout is on this. It's a classic debut album by probably the greatest band of all time, the Beatles. And this is not a gold parlophone, I'm afraid. This is a third press. This is, or fourth. It's the first yellow label after the gold anyway for the record collectors. So that's the Beatles there, Please Please Me. Up next, this is a cool one. This is a Bill Kirchin test pressing that there's a cool bit of memorabilia, but it's the Proper Years, which is the only album Bill Kirchin has got on vinyl. Obviously, he's on the Commander Cody stuff, and he's on the Moonlighter stuff, but this is the only LP you can get as Bill Kirchin. So this is number 4 of 9. They only pressed 9 of these test pressings, and there's some fantastic stuff on this, which he recorded on the Proper record label. And you can get this as a standard album called The Proper Years, and it's definitely worth checking out. But I wanted to show this today because I think it's quite cool, and of course Bill is one of my all-time favourite singers and guitar players. So there's a bit of Bill Kirchin. Up next, this is the Bo Diddley album, which is just titled Bo Diddley. This came out on the Pie International label in 1963. Some of my favourites on this: You Can't Judge a Book by Looking at the Cover, Diddling, Bo's Bounce, the classic I Can Tell, which the Pirates and the Feel Goods done, and many other R&B bands. But what's cool about this as well, it is signed by Bo Diddley. So not only is it a classic record, it's a cool piece of music memorabilia, if you're into that sort of thing. Because it's about the music for me, but some of this memorabilia is really cool. So it's Bo Diddley. This is NRBQ's first album. NRBQ, of course, the new Rhythm and Blues Quartet. This is their first album. Tommy and Big Al are not on this. I believe the guitar player on this is Keith Ferguson. It is, yeah, Keith Ferguson on guitar. The intro to Flatfoot Floozy is a fantastic piece of chicken picking guitar, which is definitely worth checking out. They do Eddie Cochran's Come On Everybody. They do Rocket Number 9 on this. Mama Get Down Those Rock and Roll Shoes, which is a Terry Adams song. Of course, Terry Adams is the member throughout. And let me look on here now. Oh, see, and Joey Stampernado hasn't joined the band at this point yet to form that classic lineup with Joey, Tommy, Al, and Terry. But Terry's on this. Great guitar playing by Keith Ferguson. It's a really good debut album from 1969 on the lovely orange CBS label. And it's in stereo. So there we are. This is again LBQ. Up next, another guy on the CBS label. This is Johnny Cash with the Orange Blossom Special album. Of course, he's got Long Black Veil on it, Orange Blossom Special, when he plays the two monicas. The Carter Family's Wildwood Flower, a really nice rendition of Danny Boy, a classic song. And of course, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright. Really nice version of that on here too. And I think that's the factory seal on it, I think. But yeah, that's Johnny Cash with the Orange Blossom Special. Always love Johnny Cash. Still going through the Rorys. Maybe my favourite Rory album this week. This is the Photo Finish album, which is of course Rory, Ted McKenna and Jerry McAvoy. Classics on this. Shin Kicker, Brute Force Ignorance. Great rock and roll song, Cruise On Out. Overnight Bag. Shadow Play. Every band does Shadow Play, don't they? Last of the Independents. Mississippi Sheiks. About the band, of course. The Mississippi Sheiks. So there we are. Yeah, that's Rory's Photo Finish. It's on the Chrysalis label. And it came out in the late 80s, I believe. Late 80s, sorry. The late 70s. I think it was 79, 78, something like that. So there we are. There's Photo Finish by Rory Gallagher. Another wonderful blues guitar player. Of course, it's St. Patrick's Day, so we had to show Rory. Fleetwood Mac, The Prior Spirit of Good Omen, Peter Green. I've said it before, you know, in my opinion, the greatest British blues guitar player to ever live. There's some crackers on this. Need Your Love So Bad. Jeremy Spencer doing Elmore James's I'm Coming Home. The Big Boat with the blues piano player Eddie Boyd. Albatross, Black Magic Woman. Danny Kerwin's masterpiece Jigsaw Puzzle Blues. Again, which is a big favourite of mine, that is. Peter Green's doing Stop Messing Around, which is really nice. And Jeremy Spencer does Elmore James's The Sun Is Shining. Jeremy Spencer does wonderful Elmore James sort of stuff. Really authentic. And it was Jeremy Spencer that got me into Elmore James, who is one of my all-time favourites. So there we are. There's Fleetwood Mac with The Prior Spirit of Good Omen. Bit more blues. This is Lightning Slim with London Gumbo. Lightning Slim recorded for the XLO label with Lazy Lester and people like that. And there's some good stuff on this. Mean Old Frisco. Elmore James's The Sky Is Crying. Chuck Berry's Too Much Monkey Business. Ain't Nothing But Trouble. J.B. Lenoir's Mama Talk to Your Daughter For Me. Really cool stuff. Oh look, Pete Wingfield's on piano. I think he's quite I think he played with Paul McCartney and quite a few people, but don't quote me on that. It's produced by Mike Vernon, of course. No, it's not produced by Mike Vernon. Sorry, Mike Vernon's playing percussion on it. Oh, it is produced by Mike Vernon. Sorry, Mike Vernon's playing percussion and producing this. Sorry, it's me misreading. And it was recorded in the Nashville 10 record. It was recorded at the Marquee Studios in London for the Nashborough Records. Oh, okay then, fair enough. And here he is on the back. I think this album did come out on Blue Horizon, but this is like a later press on the let me have a look. Oh, it's a white label press. I forgot that. Well, there we are. That surprised me. It shows how I haven't played this for a long time, and I really should, you know, play it again. So that's really cool. I like that even more now, white label. Peter Green's solo album, of course, Peter Green in the Skies. This is not the green version, green vinyl version. Snowy White is on this. And, of course, In the Skies, Salvo Day, which is a nice tune. Tribal Dance is on this. 7 Stars. There's some really nice Peter Green blues-style guitar playing. It's on it's in the German press on the Creole label. But that's Peter Green in the Skies. Really nice cover as well. It's the same with the Peter Green album Little Dreamer. There's a nice cover on Little Dreamer as well. Bit of jazz now, sort of jazzy, fusiony guitar. This is Pat Martino with Starbrite. Pat Martino, of course, is a virtuoso guitar player. And he's just absolutely wonderful. And I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish tonight. Starbrite. Just a really cool jazz guitar based record if you're in the mood for that sort of thing. It does really hit the spot. And it's on the Warner Brothers label, and there's Some of the tracks on here are like Starlight, Eyes, Low, Full, and it's sort of different moods for the song sort of thing. So there we are, that's Pat Martino. Always showing Neil Young one on the old vinyl albums. This is Neil Young's classic album, with all classics to me, Freedom, which features, of course, Crime in the City, Don't Cry, El Dorado. There's also a 10-inch EP of El Dorado. On Broadway, Wrecking Ball, Too Far Gone, and of course Rockin' in the Free Will, which every pub band in the world does, Rockin' in the Free Will. What a great song though. Really cool album, half acoustic, half electric. I think the ultimate version of Crime in the City is off, well, To This Freedom by Neil Young. A Mick Green related band. This is Shanghai. Sort of Mick Green's rock band. Pre-Pirates getting back together. And there's a track called Hobo, Sparks of Time, If You Can't Live, Magic Lady, Loose as the Goose, Darling Come to Me. It's quite a good rock record. It's not my favourite, but there's some nice stuff on here, and it's definitely worth checking out. Mick Green wanted to call this band Hobo, see, not Shanghai, but of course Hobo, that recorded at Rockfield for the United Artists, were already called Hobo, so no can do. And I've heard that story straight from the horse's mouth, so that's definitely true. But it still features some of Mick Green's wonderful guitar playing, so I think it's more of a must for Mick Green fans. And casual rock fans, maybe. So there we are, Shanghai. This is a reissue, sadly, but still a classic. This is Howlin' Wolf for the Rockin' Chair album. Of course, Hubert Sumlin on guitar. Shake for Me, The Red Rooster, You'll Be Mine, Who's Been Talking, Wang Dang, Doodle, Spoonful, Going Down Slow, Down in the Bottom, Backdoor Man, Howlin' for My Baby, all songs written by Willie Dixon and Chester Burnett. This is just a wonderful album. I love the first press of this. But nevertheless, still got this great music. And it's just one of my all-time favourite albums of any genre, of anything. And I also like the cover as well. Can't quite see what it says on the headstock of the acoustic guitar. But I would like to know. I think it says Dart. But that's a definite classic. Another cool songwriter. This is Billy Bragg. Talking with the Taxman about poetry. Billy Bragg, of course, is a really good songwriter, British guy. And now he's become quite big in the Americana scene, making albums with Wilco, etc. This is an earlier album of his. The Home Front, The Warmest Room, Passion is on this. Greetings to the New Brunette, Honey, I'm a Big Boy Now. Levy Stubbs Tears, of course, which is a really famous Billy Bragg song, as is The Milkman of Human Kindness, and I can't think of the title of the other one now. It's been 21 years since I wrote this song. Waiting for the Great Leap Forward. Really good songwriter, signed by Billy when I seen him as well. But really cool stuff. This is quite, early stuff is quite raw, and he's playing electric guitar on his own, etc. And it's still super cool. This is the Pirates with Still Shaking. This is, of course, Mick Green, and then with two other guys. I can't remember who they are. Johnny, I can't pronounce his second name, but he's a really good rock singer. So he was singing, but it's got all the classics on this that Mick does. Annie Ash, I Can Tell, Milk Cow Blues, Lonesome Train, Don't Mention It. Chuck Berry's Let It Rock. Mick there with the Telecaster Custom, the world famous Telecaster Custom. Again, this is more of an album for die-hard Pirates fans, because the classic lineup, of course, is Johnny Spence and Frank Farley. But nevertheless, a cool album, and again, you get to hear Mick Green's glorious guitar playing. So what more do you want? A Groundhogs album. This is of course Thank Christ for the Bomb. Famous Groundhogs album on the Liberty label. Features Strange Town, which is a really cool song. Soldier, Frank Christ for the Bomb. Garden. All stuff that Tony McPhee played, you know what, right up until he retired. And I mean, when we did a gig, my band supported the Groundhogs, he did Garden and Thank Christ for the Bomb. It really is a really good UK blues rock album, up there with the best of the time, I think. couple more. This is Pink Floyd, an earlier Floyd album, soundtrack from the film More. This has got Cyrus Minor on it, the Nile song, I Was Standing by the Nile, which is a favourite of mine. Green is the Colour. Main theme, which is like a progressive sort of rocky sort of ambient sort of thing. But it's just really interesting stuff, and I think you get the value of this album from whichever way the couple on the back are sitting. I don't know which version of mine is. It's on the Columbia label. But it's a cool album, Soundtrack from the film More. I've never seen the film, so if anybody's seen the film, comment below and tell me what it's like. Famous Django Reinhardt album. This is of course Djangoology. There's no words to describe how great Django is and was. Swing 39, Sweet Georgia Brown, My Blue Heaven, Nuages, How High the Moon, Rosetta, True Bolero, just wonderful gypsy jazz guitar playing. Stefan Grappelli playing the fiddle, and it's just ace, really. There's nothing more to say about it. Classic. And last but not least, this video is quite long today for me. The Sultans of the Sly Guitar, the compilation of Sly Guitar featuring Johnny Littlejohn, Hound Dog Taylor, and Robert Night Dog. Of course, is all the classic Hound Dog Taylor albums. With She's Gone and Beware of the Dog, etc. And of course, Robert Night Dog live on Maxwell Street is just a wonderful record. It's just a cool compilation. She knows how to love a man. When I Think About My Baby, Sitting Here Alone, Watch Out, Hound Dog Taylor doing Hound Dog. Absolutely wonderful, piercing, raw slide guitar. And that's the Sultans of the Slide, and it's on the Blue Ball label, which is a bit of an independent label. So there we have it. There's the vinyl albums I love and inspire me, part 38. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.